Hello everyone. Hope you all are ready for the electrifying session. I would like my panelists to introduce themselves once.
Hi, I am Subodh. I am from Home Lane. Home Lane is a tech-enabled end-to-end home interiors platform for homeowners. Thank you.
Yeah, it's good.
Hi, I'm Nija Shah Goswami from Whiskers, India. We are a unisex grooming brand present in 3,000 stores across India, multi-branded stores, and we have an online presence as well on platforms and as well on our website.
Hi, my name is Aditya and I am from Jiva. For those of you who heard of us, fantastic. For those of you who have not heard of us, we are a pan India fine jewelry based brand selling pretty much everywhere online, our D2C websites, marketplaces, even quick commerce now. We've recently, in the last couple of years, started our offline store presence as well. Present today in about 160 locations, 110 stores of our own, and 50 stores with large format stores like Shoppers Stop, Pantaloons, and so on. For all of you, next time you're looking to buy some jewelry for yourself or for a loved one, please think of us.
So Aditya, my first question is to you. So how do you ensure that your omnichannel strategy contributes to both short-term and long-term growth and profitability?
Uh, it's an interesting question. I think oftentimes when we talk about omni-channel, we confuse that with selling everywhere. But omni-channel is actually a very big change in mindset for a brand. So not only are you selling across the board, you're also unifying everything that you do at the back end, right? So right from the type of communications, the type of colors you use, whether it's on your website, whether it's in your stores, to the way you manage your inventory, to the way you think about marketing. So for us, for instance, when we started, we were an online only brand, and we would think of marketing in a very different way. And today, as we've gone into other channels, offline channels, marketplaces, we've had to completely rethink how we go about it. So I think currently the way we look at profitability is we've taken certain cities, and what we've done in these cities is we've ensured that there's a certain minimum amount of performance marketing that we're doing online. We've also ensured that there are certain physical spaces that we are taking to create visibility. And then we've also ensured that in these cities, we have a certain minimum number of stores in terms of presence. So what this does is, and the way we look at profitability is we look at it at a city level. We try to understand that given all these efforts in a certain proportion that we are taking for these different types of marketing, what is the profit and loss that we are seeing at a city level. And it's very helpful because what ends up happening is the if I can put it this way, the sum ends up being greater than the whole ends up being greater than the sum of the parts. So customers who see your stores get a lot more comfort in buying online. It's very important, especially in a country like India, where 90% of the purchasing still happens offline. So stores give you that comfort. The other thing we also see is with stores, the average order values are much higher, almost 1.7 to 2x of what the online average order values are. So from a profitability perspective, we tend to look at it at a city level as opposed to kind of looking at it at a vertical P&L level. And from a growth perspective as well, I think what we are kind of doing at this time is we are building a playbook at a city level. And as we hone this playbook, as we define this playbook a lot better, the goal is while growing, let's have a playbook and let's replicate it across more cities as well. So that's how we're thinking about it.
So what's your business share between online and offline channels?
So currently about 65% of the business is online, and about 35-40% business is offline. So considering offline is only a 2-year-old PNL, I think it's expanded really fast.
Do you expect offline to contribute more?
Yes, I mean, as I said, if you look at the country, 90% of the purchase is happening online. And if you are a customer-centric brand, you have to be where the customers are. So while we'll obviously not step back on what we are doing online, but we'll continue to grow. We'll get into more stores, targeting to be around 200, 250 stores by the end of this financial year.
Nice. So Nija, my next question is to you. So as an emerging player in the market, how has Whiskers India, overcome the challenge of unified retail experience strategy and everything?
Can you repeat the last part?
So how have you overcome the challenge of establishing a unified commerce strategy?
Actually, we started with modern trade first, which is multi-branded stores across India, and so offline started first, and then it was online. So we had a lot of learning from offline, and when we started online, what we realized is that the data that is coming to us, it helped us a lot. Also, from in the offline channels, we had a lot of beauty advisors across India, which also were giving us a lot of feedback on the brand, and geo-specific feedback was coming from the online channels. And we kind of merged the both to grow and scale. So, for example, we understood that the South Indian market was receiving our beard care products very well, and there was a certain kind of loyalty that we observed in Bangalore, in Chennai, in Assam, in Kolkata, with certain range of products. And we started working on opening chains through that data, offline, as well as, we tied up with certain brands online to do that sort of a sale. Yeah.
Are there any specific cities that are performing well for you right now?
So tier 1 cities have responded very well for us, but surprisingly, the tier 2 and the tier 3 cities are responding very well. Very specific cities, though, and that again is a data that we have acquired through our online sales, and we are using it to our advantage. Yes.
So, Subodh, my next question is to you. As HomeLane operates in the home furnishing sector, which can be complex in terms of product customization and customer preference, so how do you leverage your uniform kind of commerce strategy to simplify this process?
Sure. So, see, for home interiors is a high value and also an emotional purchase for customers. And generally, customers tend to buy this end-to-end home interiors once or twice in their lifetime, either buying a new house or renovating. And so their product knowledge or category knowledge is very less, and it becomes really overwhelming for them to make decisions around it. So to simplify this, I'll classify our initiatives into two broad buckets. One is a strong omnichannel presence, and second is leveraging tech at each customer touchpoints. So to elaborate, we are a digital first brand with 50 plus stores or experience centers pan India. Now, in these experience centers, customers do not buy anything, they only experience the various possibility of home interiors in a house. So we have kitchens, bedrooms, living rooms, bathrooms, and customers just explore that. So it helps them experience it. A customer may have discovered home lane on a social media. They may have come to an experience center to book a store, book an order, and then they may have worked virtually with our designer to design their own house. So basically, it can be any permutation and combination. So this omni-channel presence gives a lot of convenience to customer to go through this journey seamlessly. On the second part, in technology, we have one of our proprietary software called Spacecraft. It helps customer visualize 3D designs as and when designer is working on it as per the customer requirements. And it has uh, at the top, it shows the quotation also, the price. So customer understand the cost implication of each and every decision being made while they are designing the house together. So it really empowers the customer. As I mentioned, the product knowledge gap, right? So, but here it truly empowers the customer because they can take informed decisions about their own house designs along with the designer. This software connects till manufacturing. It auto creates manufacturing designs, service designs, BOM, so eliminating any scope of error. We also provide our customers an app where they can keep track of the status updates, like what is happening in their site, is their product ready in the manufacturing, or access any drawings or documents they want to, or raise any query to customer care. So this app also helps them feel and be in control of their project without involving them much. So yeah, I mean, this is what we do to simplify the category.
And what's your business share between online and offline market?
So online we do about 70% and offline is about 30%.
So the same question, do you expect the offline to contribute more?
Yes, in the coming year, we are aggressively working on offline share to go up. So while I'm an equal fan of digital, as the last panel was saying, but in our view, the duopoly of Google and Meta is taking a lot, making it a lot harder to scale in digital. So we are trying to get a good balance in online and offline.
Okay. So Aditya, my next question to you. So what new technologies are you using to gain more consumer traction? Any technological innovations that you came up with recently?
So I'll talk about a couple of things here. I think, as I said earlier, when you're doing omni-channel, it's very important to really understand how you're looking at a customer. If you can, as the panel was saying earlier as well, if you can see the end-to-end customer journey, it makes a very big impact. So one of the things we did is, while considering omni-channel, is that we decided what type of software or what type of backend do we want to be on. So today we are a Shopify based company, whether it is the web channel, whether it is our app, whether it is our offline store. So everything is Shopify based. What this allows us to do is it allows us to get every single customer interaction in a single place. So we know when did a customer come to us for the first time. Are they a customer who came offline first and then transitioned to online? Are they, on the other hand, a customer who came online first and then went offline? So the choice of stack has really helped us get all this information in one place. The other couple of things we've done is when we designed our POS. So while Shopify continues to be the backend, we've made a custom front end on top of Shopify. So this allows us to track key interactions in the offline stores as well. Otherwise, when a customer comes to your store, you might or might not track they've come or what type of items they've viewed. But at this time, we are able to track that. We're able to track they came to store on a particular date. These were the items they were interested in. Obviously, not always 100% correct, but to a great degree, we are able to get answers to these questions. So. The goal here is how do we, to a customer, how do we not appear like an online brand or an offline brand? Rather, how do we appear like a brand? So data, how we use tech to collect that data, what decisions we make on that data makes a very, very big difference.
Anything that has come up in your stores also related to technology?
So a lot of, as I said, a lot of tech we use, while the backends are standard backends like Shopify or Unicommerce is our WMS, but we've customized the front end quite a bit. So I'll give you one very small example, two very small examples actually. One is what we do is when customers come to us, we try to get their birthdays, the birthdays of their loved ones. Now we are extremely gifting centric brand, right? Jewelry is a very emotional product and you want to gift to your loved ones on their special days. So what we do is once we have this data, we try and reach out to them, let's say 1 week, 10 days before their birthdays, their own birthdays or the birthdays of their loved ones, and say that, hey, by the way, the birthday of your loved one is coming on so and so date. Would you like us to help plan a gift? So it does two things. Obviously, it's a great sales opportunity for us, but two, it also gives customer a feeling that there is someone there who cares. Second thing we've done is when we talk about services, right? Let's say whether you're talking about returns or we offer something called as a lifetime warranty to all of our customers. So what we also do there is we make it a channel agnostic thing. So whether you've purchased online or whether you've purchased from a store, whether you purchase from a marketplace, you can come back online or you can come back to our store and you can return the product or you can ask for a service. Very important, because if a customer buys from you and for whatever reason they don't have a good experience, they are not going to worry about which channel they're going on. So these are a couple of things from a tech side we've done to kind of ensure that the customers have a seamless experience with us.
Your app is really consumer friendly. I have used it multiple times.
I'll pass on that feedback to the tech team.
So Nija, what role does technology play in your operations right now?
Technology has actually played a big role for us because when we started, we were a pretty small company and we grew substantially in a span of 3 years. We grew from like a 5 people company to 70 people company across India. So it brings us all together, because systems generally are essential when you want to align your vision, or you want everybody in working with the company to align with a goal, right? So culturally, it has become the core part. And for us, it was whether it is inventory management through Unicommerce, we use one of the softwares called Unicommerce for inventory management. Then there are softwares implemented for tracking the teams and the orders, etc. Small things like that. And a lot of other things that we are implementing technology in order to understand the customer segmentation online. Like he mentioned, when we talk about online, it is really important to understand where the customer is coming from, how many times has he visited your site, what all is buying from you, and how frequently does he buy from you. So there also technology plays a very important role, and it gives us a great insight of the customer journey and make his journey better. So yeah, I think technology plays a great role.
Data is playing a huge role these days.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So my next question is to you. What role does technology play in your operations, and how are you embedding data and using it for product customization and everything?
Sure. So see, for us, from lead generation to handing over a project to customer, it's like a 4 months journey, right? In this journey, a customer is working with multiple stakeholders. They are interacting with sales, they are interacting with designers, project managers who are actually supervising their site on ground, other stakeholders like customer success representatives, etc. Now, in this 4 months journey, if each of these stakeholders, including customers, are operating in silos, it will lead to a disjointed customer experience. So we take the data-led approach to enable this collaboration. So say a lead is generated. Now a pre-sales team will first qualify the leads and collect certain customer requirements, data about the customer. We will segment the customer basis the lead source, pin code, etc. Basis the customer requirements and the segmentation, our algorithm will identify the best designer for that customer out of our 800 plus designers. So a customer looking to get the interior done for a rented apartment versus living for is a very different kind of requirement, and a different kind of designer is required. Similarly, now this designer will use a lot of data accumulated so far by pre-sales, sales, and then start working on the designs so that there is no gap for customer in the customer experience, right? Now customer also takes part. We have a e-commerce like website for our own internal customers, where they can browse various options, various designs, sofa, whatever interior comes, they can wish list. This data goes to interior designer to consider that while designing. So what we are trying to do here is, from start to the end till the handover, including project manager, we are trying to stitch the customer experience using data so that it doesn't collapse in terms of collaboration. No, thank you.
So Aditya, what role do partnerships and collaborations play in Jiva's unified commerce strategy?
Yeah, I mean, we do a lot of different types of partnerships, right? There are partnerships with influencers, there are partnerships with celebrities, there are partnerships with multiple channels that we work with, channel partners. And then there are also partnerships with the type of technology partners we have. So quite a bit of technology that we use, we make in-house, but then we have some partners as well, areas which we think are openly available and we shouldn't kind of be reinventing the wheel on that. I'll probably talk about 2 to 3 very important ones. I think something that's been very important for us has been a celebrity partnership. I think a very good point was made in the previous panel, which is that if you're a newer brand, if you're looking to establish yourself in a short span of time, helps to have someone endorse you, helps to have someone talk about you, helps to have someone say that, hey, here's a good brand and you can try their product. So that has played a very big role for us. So from having Anushka Sharma as a brand ambassador, in the past we've had partnerships with Neha Kakkar, we've had partnerships with Shruti Hassan, very recently with Bhumi Pednekar as well. So this has really helped us get a lot of traction in the market from from an awareness perspective, if I can put it that way. And I think the other thing that we've tried to do is our communication via the celebrities has evolved. The previous communication was more around it's delivered to your doorstep, there is an app, and so on. And to now, when we think more omni-channel, the communication evolves more to purely being around the brand, purely being about the emotion as opposed to being about the channel so much. So I think celebrities, again, for us so far have worked out really well, have been really important. It's also probably because of the nature of the brand. It's a fashion-oriented brand, so someone who is considered fashionable to talk about your brand makes a lot of difference. The second type of partnerships I would say is with channel partners. So again, if you're a young brand, if you have your own D2C website, people might or might not have that much confidence to buy from you directly. So in the early days, if you're present on marketplaces, if you're present on major ones at least, Amazon, Flipkart, Nykaa, Myntra, so on, it gives customers a lot of confidence to buy from you. So I think that way as well, it's been a big step. And as I was saying earlier, being present in, even before we started our own EBO store journey, we started with the Shopper Stop, we started with Pantaloons. So being present with these partners, learning from these partners, getting a lot of their customers to see us also helped quite a bit in an omni-channel way. And then third part is the technology partners we work with. So I've already talked about Shopify, how it kind of unifies the complete customer data for us. Everything appears in one place. The other thing also that has helped us there is working with omni-channel fulfillment partners. So if you receive an order online, can we ship it from one of the stores closest to you rather than having to ship it from our main warehouse? Similarly, if you come to a store and if you came with the product in mind, but unfortunately the product is not there, can we deliver it from the central warehouse very fast to you? So I think technology also in that sense has played a very important role in kind of unifying this experience and kind of bringing it all together.
I agree. So, Nija, my next question is to you. What innovative approaches you have approached to personalize the shopping experience while maintaining consistency across online and offline channels?
So we have taken an approach of multi-channel strategies because we started with offline, and all the channel partners have different requirement, different kind of consumer set that is coming. You know, when we go to the modern trade chains, your Reliance Smarts or your Frank Ross or those kind of stores, it is more like a monthly and weekly buy for people. So we try, and at the touch point we try and introduce some sort of an activation or something like that for the consumer, and we try and replicate the same as we change the kind of stores. Like the chemist will have a different kind of activations or to kind of help the customer make the right choice and for the brand to be seen. We try and kind of connect with the channel partner and design the right kind of strategy with the channel partner. And if it's online, all the different marketplaces, we have specific offers or specific kind of strategies for each of the online marketplaces, because I think the each marketplace and each kind of stores attract a particular kind of consumer. And India being such a diverse country, we are constantly dealing with different kind of mindsets or cultural backgrounds, ethnicity. So it has to be designed accordingly. So I don't particularly, like when we went to Wellness Forever, or right now we are talking to Apollo, we try and understand their consumer, what kind of consumer they are dealing with and what is their mindset, and we design something specific to their consumer. And if we go to Yashodhaya in Hyderabad, which is again a very big supermarket there, we try and design after understanding what's the kind of consumer they are dealing with. With Frank Ross, when we did something, we did it specifically for the perfume range, because that's their biggest sale, and that's what we introduce first in the market. So we try and design strategies particular to a particular chain, to a particular marketplace, to a particular city even, or depending on the ethnicity that that particular channel is targeting.
So do the price also differ if we talk about?
No. The price for the consumer has to be same, because then they should not feel cheated, right? But yeah, there are certain times when we get pushed by a marketplace, or when we get pushed by a channel partner, that we have to be better than the other channel partners. Then that is something that happens once in a while. It happens. There could be 5-10% of discounts that they are kind of trying to design, but internally we try and keep the consumer experience. We try and add some value in return, you know.
So what role does customer feedback play in your omni-channel strategy?
Sure. So, see, our business largely, as I told you, customer buys once or twice in a lifetime. So it's not a repeat business, but this business is driven by referrals a lot. So customer feedback is quite critical. We rigorously collect CSATs and NPS scores throughout the journey of a project, and to have its implication on our strategy, what we do is we try and arrive at labels. Like if customer has given certain feedbacks, what's the labels trending out of it, and then we track the performance of that label. So say one label could be product quality. So 10 promoters have rated us good, highlighting our good product quality. 2 detractors may have rated it badly. So now what we will do is we will make a score out of product quality, and then we will track it into the same. Now, either the respective departments will go deeper with the customer and understand to resolve those issues, or we have a customer experience cell which takes cross-functional projects to enhance the customer experience basis those feedback, and try to cater and whatever is coming out from the omni-channel perspective, that okay, my catalog available online is not as great as it doesn't look as great as it looks in offline, or whatever feedbacks are, they will work accordingly. So yeah, net as a result, we have an NPS of about 70, I feel, which is quite good for the industry. Yeah, that's how
It's
we
really
operate.
good. So any final words from you, then we can open the house for questions from you all. So we can open the house for questions.
Yeah. Hello. Hi everyone. This is Sachin. My question is to Mr. Aditya. I wanted to understand what is your take on virtual try-ons and virtual showrooms, which are coming with every other e-commerce brands. What's your take on that?
So, very interesting point. Virtual try-ons I can talk about. That is something we have tried. Well, for the lack of a better answer, it didn't work out that well for us. I think the idea with virtual try-ons was because jewelry is something where you want to kind of look and see and then decide to make the purchase. So we tried that. We didn't get the rendering as good as we would have thought it would be. So I think maybe with the not to say that you shouldn't try it, but maybe with a slightly more different approach towards rendering, maybe an approach which maybe helps customer understand or get much better visibility of how they would look with the product might be different. But just on a short note for us, didn't work out very well. From a virtual showroom perspective, I think what we do is we call it like the endless aisle concept, where what we do is if you come to one of our stores, while you have the option of buying whatever is present in the store, you can also see what are the other products we have. So a lot of time we get customers who say that I have a particular product in mind. Can you help me get that type of a product? So it's a virtual showroom in the sense that it's maybe not something that you can visualize end to end, but we kind of do take orders on such products, and we do try to offer the entire catalog to them. I hope I have answered your question.
Yeah, hi. My question is to Neeja. Neeja, I wanted to understand about the men's grooming industry, particularly. You know, the past 4 5 years, we've really seen the industry bloom. Like, you know, I can give some examples, like the Bombay Shaving Company. They've recently picked up funding of something about $48 million. Apart from that, we also see that some of the old players, you know, they're strategically investing into these newer grooming countries. Like, if I'm not mistaken, Imami has invested, Reckitt has invested into the Bombay Shaving Company. We also see investments in Beardo by Marico, the acquisition of Beardo by Marico. So I wanted to understand that what is the reason? Because earlier, you know, the grooming industry, we could see that it was more limited towards women, right? What do you think? Do you think it's the awareness, the dermatological prevention awareness, or is it the general lifestyle, you know, that men have started investing into this particular sector?
I definitely think that the awareness, or rather, there is no shame in admitting that, you know, both men and women need grooming, and they likely are being more self aware and more accepting of the fact, whether it is women accepting that men can go for a manicure, pedicure, or whatever, you know, like a general self care routine. And as a brand, also, we kind of appreciate that, and we kind of acknowledge the fact that both men and women need like grooming, and they need to take care of themselves. Apart from that, I feel so obviously all of these investments that you are talking about is because how the market share is, right? So when big brands also see that there is a huge you know, turn of customers towards this men's grooming, is when they start investing, or when they start kind of creating product lines specific to that, like L'Oreal did, like Garnier did, like Pond's did, everybody did. We specifically are men's as well as unisex grooming. We are moving towards a more gender neutral approach. Although we do have a specific men's care grooming range, which is constantly expanding as we understand the consumer. But yes, that is how the market is receiving these products, and that is where this whole new you know, category has been created.
Any more questions?
Sure. So, good question. I think getting used to quick commerce is something very new. It's one of those things where we say that if the customers want it, then you have to be there. So, I think currently we are present on, again, all major quick commerce channels you can imagine: Instamart, Zepto, Blinkit, and all channels. Especially for us, because I am someone who's generally very forgetful, and typically what happens with me is if it's my mother's birthday or my sister's birthday, I kind of tend to forget, and I remember at the last moment. And quick commerce really makes it possible for me to have it delivered within a few hours, right? Of course, you have Amazon, other marketplaces which get it delivered reasonably fast, but I think point number one, since we are heavy on gifting, quick commerce is very important for us. And point number two, also because a lot of our customer base, at least, a lot of them are Gen Z as well, and they look for instant gratification. So can we have the product there immediately? Thirdly, jewelry is it's a very impulse-driven purchase, right? Especially when you talk about silver jewelry. Maybe when you're buying gold, you think about it, you plan a purchase. But in silver, you feel like getting it and you must have it. So quick commerce really helps us in that sense. Get it delivered instantly. If the delivery times are longer, what we see, the chances of RTOs really start becoming higher, because over 4 days or 5 days, a customer's intent might drop. So from that way, we look at quick commerce as a very important channel. I think from an average order value perspective, their average order values have been very similar to online, so around the 2000 range.